Hi and welcome. The last case that we're going to look at in relation to the four basic questions is the case of a young man who uh, declares himself to be gay. He comes out and his family are very supportive of this. His friends have known this for a long time. No one is upset or challenged by this circumstance, which is just part and parcel of the spectrum of human sexuality. But there are some repercussions in the local congregation. The congregation, for example, may have decided at some point in the past that they weren't going to make their buildings available for people who wanted gay weddings. And this particular person that's come out is intending to have a civil union or perhaps even a church wedding. And I guess the normative question here is, at what point can congregations be governed by other people saying the building shall be used for these specific purposes? Now, it's not just church groups that have this particular dilemma. It can be the local scouts group who's authorized to use the building beyond the scouts, or the local sailing club, and so on and so forth. And I've noticed over a lifetime of ministry that the people that control the use of buildings often don't really understand where and how theology and spirituality are moving. And so the situation that I've described, you could put yourself into the role of any one of those. You could be the young gay guy that's come out. You could be the chairperson of the governance group. You could be a member of the congregation. You could be the parent, or whatever. And the real question that is got to be addressed is, what is the response that we make as individuals and collectively as groups as we uncover and discover more and more about the human condition? And the human condition isn't accurately described all the time in biblical terms. Knowledge has moved on. So practical theology has to take into account the wider spectrum of knowledge that's gained. And this can lead to conflict with fundamentalist groups or individuals within a congregation who say, for example, that homosexuality is a sin. What most congregations nowadays don't really understand is the gay issue is not an issue for younger generations. It's an issue, a theological issue, for older groups. And control of a building and control of property is one way in which older groups can create a localized norm and say no, when in fact they ought to be saying, in my opinion, not only yes, but a very affirmative and inclusive yes. So the particular issue that I'd like you to consider is how role play every character in the scenario that I've outlined, and what would be your understanding of the interpretive task. How is this situation, why is it going on? And what then needs to be done by you as an individual to help bring about constructive change? Well, that takes us to the end of our brief introduction to the four questions of practical theology. And next week in the channel, there'll be another series of four that starts to look a little deeper at some theological models that emerge around the four practical questions. You can find some further information to download at the link that appears at the end of this video. And I hope to see you as a subscriber in the channel, and you'll get your updates when each new video appears. Thanks very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to be able to talk about these questions with you.